Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is TheJackSilkstone. In today's episode of The Past Decade at Thorpe Park, we're going to be heading back to one of the best years Thorpe Park has ever had, 2012. As I'm sure many of you may know, 2012 saw the opening of one of Thorpe Park's most iconic roller coasters, the Swarm. Construction of the new ride and area continued on from 2011 over the park's close season. A lot of the Swarm's theming was constructed at Merlin Studios North, which is located near Alton Towers, and then transported down to Thorpe Park once complete. A key part of the ride's theming, the large aeroplane located near the ride's first drop, was actually a real aeroplane that just a few weeks before being put in place at Thorpe Park was still in service. Although this plane was stripped down and cut in half once put in place at Thorpe, it still actually includes 2 toilets, fully working doors and a trolley storage rack. Looking back at plans and concepts for the Swarm, the ride could have turned out very different to how it is today, with many different ride vehicles being proposed as well as completely different roller coaster models altogether. It's believed that Thorpe Park were looking into installing either a dive machine or a first of its kind 4D wing rider from BMM before they finally decided on the UK's first and only wing rider roller coaster. The portfolio for the Swarm details many design aspects of the ride. For example, the LC12 code name used during the ride's construction and marketing was in reference to the long count Mayan calendar, which predicted the world would end in 2012. The marketing section of this portfolio also documents many of the things we discussed in the previous episode. Interestingly, as you can see, there were ideas for a 2013 attraction which would expand on the Swarm story, similar to how Soar Alive opened a year after Saw the Ride. One particularly interesting part of the Swarm's marketing campaign was the creation of intentional controversy. This was particularly clear with the marketing stunt of claiming the ride's test dummies had had their limbs amputated whilst testing the ride, a stunt that Merlin would stay well clear of nowadays. After a lengthy period of construction though, the ride had its first ever test run on the 17th of January.
Nice.
And with the ride's marketing process slowly coming to an end, the park began releasing these short form teaser videos.
Right, Ali!
Same time, same time.
Give me a sec, give me that. Go! Where is she?
And then to top it all off, the ride's official TV advert was launched.
Shut the doors and windows, lock them and stay where you are to remain safe.
The Swarm at Thorpe Park.
The Swarm then opened to guests for the first time on March 15th, 2012. Swarm Island was full of army officials, conspiracy theorists, and of course the man himself, Les Coogan. Yumi at 6, the band that wrote the ride's song, had their own stage and performed on Swarm Island all day. Looking back at this video from Mushroom Productions, it was great to see people's very first reactions to the ride.
Hello, well I think that Swarm is an absolutely brilliant, fantastic experience here at Thorpe Park, and I will give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It's a brilliant ride, but I didn't have the urge to go back on it again after. 4 stars from me.
Big up Sean there. The ride then went on to get great reviews from the park's visitors over the rest of the year and still to this day. In August 2012, despite being granted permission for a large-scale lakeside hotel the previous year, Thorpe Park went ahead and submitted planning permission for a temporary overnight solution in collaboration with Snoozebox. This development was to be called the Crash Pad and was planned to open the following year in order to test the market conditions in anticipation of a large-scale hotel being built in the future. Elsewhere on Park in 2012, there were a few brand changes to the park's food stalls, and then, at the end of the 2012 season, X No Way Out gave its last ever ride before it was then rethemed to X over the winter period. So there we have 2012 at Thorpe Park. As always, if you want to see the next episode of the series, 2013, then be sure to give this video a like. As soon as we hit 1,000 likes on this video, that next episode will be released. So be sure to subscribe to be notified as soon as that happens. And yeah, otherwise, thank you so much for watching this video, everyone. My name is Jack Silkstone. Goodbye.